Hey, Thinking Islam, did you watch that horrible discussion?
Sorry, which one? There's so many on this app.
The one with me and Darren.
We
I
just try
only
to keep it
saw
real thing in Islam.
I caught very little of it, so I can't say I watched it.
Do you think that argument? Do you think that his argument, like whatever has parts has a composer, is sufficient to show that it followed?
Whatever has parts is composed?
Whatever has parts has a composer, something that made it itself, something that made that. Do you think that that's like sufficient, or should you have maybe broken it down a little bit further?
No,
Saying
he has to you have to do more. You can't just say that.
Yeah.
But I didn't even hear it. I don't even know what he was saying.
Khalil, what were you doing on the app for the last
Dude,
2 hours? You missed the best conversation.
Dude, I had a whole conversation with Nick, and then I took a break.
What a waste of time.
Well, I was trying to clarify. I don't know. I'm sure somebody did. I was trying to clarify what he was saying with Jay. So I just had a friendly discussion with him, and I was trying to just clarify what exactly he was saying. And I was trying to say that, look, like, what does it mean God has different ontologies? Like, that just doesn't, that statement wouldn't follow even if God's attributes are distinct.
Well, he has to concede he has a God with distinct attributes too. He has a God that has both communicable and incommunicable attributes. Like,
but the thing is, he doesn't believe.
The question is so stupid.
So Nick is the EO.
Yeah.
Nick holds the Palamas.
Yeah, I know. So he doesn't believe in divine simplicity. And then at the end, I asked him about the essence and the energies, and I said, okay, what's more fundamental? And first, he didn't want to answer the question, but I think
the essences.
He eventually said the essences.
Yeah, they say the essences in their view. I had a problem with that.
So then I said, okay. I said, so the essence is. I said the essence is independent, and the energies are dependent, right? And then he was like, no, and I was like, why not? That is what you're saying.
Hey man, I ain't gonna lie, Khalil. You might have to go on his panel and be like, hey, Nick, you believe God exists. That's
well, I also told him, I said God is beyond being, and he said, what? And I was like, but you're Orthodox, you're supposed to agree with me on this.
Hey, yeah, he's supposed to believe with what you believe.
He should agree that the divine essence is beyond being. He said God is a being, and I was like, wait, that doesn't sound right. But then he was like, no, I'm talking about the energies, and then we got into this energies and the essence, this whole thing.
So is the energy like its own thing? Is that what he's trying to say?
Well, that's what I was trying to clarify, and
well, ask him, is the energy a thing?
Well, first he said the essence and the energy are one being. He said that to me.
Well, is that composite?
Right. So then I said, okay, but don't the energies stem from the essence? And then he's like, yes. And I'm like, okay, so doesn't the essence ground the energies? Aren't they grounded by the essence? And he's like, yes. I'm like, okay, so the essence is the grounder and the energies are grounded. And he agrees. But he still wants to say that they share the same being, at which point I don't really know what he means by that.
Yeah, but are they the same thing or not? That's what you have to ask him.
Well, he says they're the same being, but they're distinct. Like he thinks there can be one being, but distinctions within one being.
Well, did you ask him how they're distinct?
I did.
And what was the answer for that?
I mean, he didn't really answer. He just said that they are distinct.
Okay. Tell him that's conclusory and provides us no real framework for what he means. So maybe you could go back and ask him one day.
Well, I just wanted him to admit that, like, the energies are dependent. They're not independent.
Yeah, they are dependent.
Yeah, so I think once that's conceded, I think that's some progress in the whole thing.
Yep. The damage control rooms must be going crazy right now. I don't think they have damage control rooms. I think, well, do they? I don't know.
So anyway, what were you debating this Darren guy about?
Well, I wasn't really debating Darren. It was more like I was debating the arguments that Logic and everybody else gives Darren, and then he just parrots it.
I see. Okay.
And he was like their sacrifice, because they won't actually debate it themselves.
He was the front man.
Yeah, he was the front man. Well, he was trying to say this one argument. He said, "Who creates existence?" And he's like, "Okay, I don't know what that means to begin with, But he tried to argue that if someone brings something into existence, then they must be God. So I was like, Darren, did the pie that you were going to bake exist before you baked it? And he said, well, the ingredients were already there. And he said to bring something into existence means it has to be created out of nothing. Well, in that case, it would mean that the pie, when you put a bunch of ingredients to bake the pie in your cart, you don't actually bake the pie because the pie already exists in the cart as its ingredients. That's the stupidest.
If creation is defined in that way, then nothing in the physical world creates anything. We just rearrange matter.
Yeah, we just rearrange matter. Yeah, and then he just coped about it.
But what was the point he's trying to make by even bringing that up?
Bringing Jesus and the bird. Bringing Jesus.
But Jesus is actually technically he's just animating and rearranging matter.
Yeah, I said that Jesus, he's not sufficient in and of himself to create, although he did create, but he's not sufficient by himself. Well, who's going to be the primary cause in the chain is God, and God allows him to do so. And he just he creates in a secondary sense. Even Ibn Taymiyyah talks about this stuff.
Yeah, so wait, their argument is Jesus created birds, so he's God? Like, seriously?
Yeah, that's literally the argument, man.
Yeah, how did it go? I only saw like a bit of it.
Rays, he argued that God has parts, they must have a composer, and then in his closing, he said that the attributes are part of his God's essence. so he said that his own God has parts. Like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, man.
Yeah, the only part that I saw is like how he brought up like the whole multiple ontologies thing, and then from there he felt like he won the whole debate after.
Yep. And then when I showed it, and then when I disambiguated, I showed him Palamas. He had to say, I don't know if Palamas is a polytheist because he has to look into it.
So wait, this guy is Darren E.O.? What is he?
No, he's a Protestant, but I brought Palamas because he's looking into the church fathers and theologians. He's looking into different positions. And I wanted to bring fitna for the Christians because logic is leaning towards the Eastern Orthodoxy. And he would have to admit, if Jake believes in multiple gods because he said
then they believe in multiple uncreated energies.
Hey, I need the people in the audience to tap the likes. I made it into like a new league, and if you guys don't tap, then I'm not gonna stay, I guess, in the algorithm. So I hate to ask, but if you guys don't mind, like, just tap in, I'd appreciate it. Sorry, guys, go ahead.
Yeah, Palamas he'd have to say about Palamas is that Palamas believed in multiple gods. Because Palamas believes in uncreated energies that didn't always exist, they're not eternal.
Yeah. And they surround the essence. They're around the essence. He uses this expression. Like, the energies are around the essence. But
what the heck does that even mean? Around the?
I don't know what that means.
Are they extrinsic?
Around the essence.
Is that extrinsic?
Yeah, they're intrinsic, and I don't think those terms are either term is used, but
intrinsic and like, around the essence. Wow.
They're around, like he refers to them as around the essence. I read this whole book. It's a good book. It's called Being and Naming, and it's actually it's pretty good exposition with a lot of quotes.
Is it by T. Campino, that one?
I think so.
The Pink Book? It's the Pink Book, yeah, that's one by T. Campino.
There's also a good article on St. Andrew's Encyclopedia of Theology called Divine Energies.
I'll have to take a look at that.
It's also useful.
But it's obvious if we define ontologies as ontologies, just study of being and what exists, attributes also exist, propositions exist, so on and so forth. So he would have to argue that there's an infinite amount of ontologies because God's knowledge is infinite.
Yes, so I was trying to get to that where I was telling Nick, I said, look, my thumb and my finger are ontologically distinct. But it would not follow that they have different ontologies. Like, I can believe in one ontology, and then there's multiple things that exist, but they're all in relation to one ontology.
The whole point is that it's ambiguous, and we should disambiguate. That's what the Catholics said. The Catholics all agreed that we have to disambiguate what that means. Jake didn't automatically concede to Nick or anything like that. He was just being disingenuous, so that's what we got from him.
But even so, I don't get like the whole. Wait, hold up. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
the whole like multiple ontologies thing. Look, the thing is, it's pure rhetoric. It's nothing of substance.
Rhetoric, that's all.
If you just disambiguate like what they're trying to like say there, it's just to say that, oh yeah, God has. We're just realists in regards to the properties that He has, and He has multiple ontic properties, but He's still one in His ontology. Like multiple ontologies is just to say He has multiple real properties. It doesn't bring anything of substance.
No, I would say that like God has one ontology. He can have multiple real distinct attributes, but it wouldn't follow that God has many ontologies.
It's just an equivocation on ontology.
That's
Like,
all it is.
in one case, you're just talking about God and His one ontology. In another case, you're talking about the properties having like ontic status.
Yeah.
So they're just equivocating on ontology.
Well, yeah, man. Hey, thinking Islam, you did good with Nick saying Nick was wrong for saying that. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I tried
God
to
transcends
explain
being,
to him
man.
that, you know, I mind you, I was honest. I said there's still problems in believing in multiple attributes, but it would not follow that there are multiple ontologies. Like that's like that's quite the overstep.
Yeah, hey guys, Nick, all these Christians would be surprised if thinking Islam comes on. He's gonna be like, "Hey, you believe God exists? That's anthropomorphism." He's gonna be like, "Hey, what exists? You're an anthropomorphist." These guys all get panic mode. I'm telling you, these guys get baked by Ismailis, dude. These guys get baked.
Well, we're consistent, right? So everything is anthropomorphism.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't know.
Khalil,